Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be continuing on with evolving our alternate reality solar system from birth to death. So, last episode we started to run our simulation and absolute chaos unfolded. If we look at the orbits here, we've lost Earth and Venus, they're completely gone. So we've got Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, we've got Ceres, which is a full planet as well, that's still hanging on. We lost the planet 5 as well, that was in the asteroid belt region. We still have the fifth giant. We've got the planet X, aka the super Earth object that hit Uranus and knocked it on its side. That's in here. We've still got Triton as its own dwarf planet at the moment. And then the orbits of Jupiter and Saturn are still a little troublesome here. Jupiter has less mass than it normally does, but it is not as big as Saturn in the simulation. However, Saturn doesn't have the mass that Jupiter has. So still some interesting things to go on here. Uranus, not been much going on with Uranus so far in this simulation. Neptune as well. That's kind of been just chilling. The dwarf planets are all in their sort of outer area still. There's not too much changes over there. So maybe today we'll see some more carnage. But without further ado, let's get this simulation sped up. It's crazy to me at Mercury. It's kind of developed an orbit similar to its real life version of that slight elliptical eccentric orbit. It's not a perfect oval. You can see it slightly gets a little further away at its further point than its closer point. It's interesting how that's developed in this simulation as well with the alternate reality objects. So we've got Ceres as a full planet here. It's looking pretty good. Where's our Mars? I mean, the Mars in this simulation has the best chance for life conditions pretty much, other than the Earth, which is completely gone. So we'll have to see if this Mars ever warms up, but the issue is its orbit. It's not in a good position, and that could really hinder it in the far future. But anyway, let's actually just get the simulation running. You can see the Kuiper belts also in the background as well. If we just change our, if we go to the Milky Way bright background, you can just see the asteroid belt a little better, or Kuiper belt, sorry. So you can see that's all swirling around. So maybe Neptune's presence will cause some problems there. We can see it's definitely looks like it wants to upset some orbits around here. Definitely just saw some object orbits wobbling around there. I think it was the pink one that was far out's orbit. I think that was having a bit of a wobble. Because right now Neptune is kind of in a resonance with that one, actually. They're kind of opposite ends of the sun, so it'll take quite a while for one to catch the other up. But we'll see, you know, anything could happen. One of the other gas giants could get slung around. We'll have to see. That Mars orbit, I am quite scared. I think Mars is going to go, which is a real shame, because that's the only object with really good conditions around the sun at the moment. So it's pretty scary stuff. Right now the sun's at 1 luminosity, so it's the good old sun we know at the moment. So, for instance, if we just go to, where was it, Neptune again? How far away is Neptune? So, it's roughly in its normal position, about 30 AU from the sun. If we turn the goggles off, it should be receiving a bit of light. Well, no, it isn't. I think our light settings may be a bit upset by this. So, the goggles are off. Yeah, something about Uranus. Is that receiving any light? It should be. It's 1 luminosity of sun. Yeah, I think the game's a little bugged out at the moment, because Uranus, that definitely should be receiving light from the sun at this distance, like it is normally. So it's normal distance roughly. The sun's at its normal luminosity. I'm not sure why the game's doing that. Bit strange. As for the inner planets, I mean Mercury here, I'm guessing you're going to be... Yeah, the game's a little bugged. Look, that's not right, is it? Oh, directional light's making it really weird. Ugh. Yeah, that's bizarre. But there we go. Cool. Alright, so Mercury. Well, maybe that's just because sometimes the setting's different if you're close to the planet or if you're not close to the planet. If I zoom into Neptune now, no difference. Directional light on and off, no. I don't know. It's weird. The light settings are strange. But look, let's actually just run this simulation instead of me just trying to faff around with light settings. So there we go. Because the orbits are what we want to be watching in this anyway, rather than the visuals. So there we go. See that Pluto orbit there? If we just pause it there, the light pinky purple one, that one's having a bit of a change. It's closer than Neptune is. Its orbit's getting a little bent out now. It's pretty interesting. Still got Ceres in there as well, between the Saturn and the fifth giant. Oh, what's that? That's gone. Is that Ceres? It is Ceres. It's out. Slung out. Ceres. We have lost the planet Ceres. Oh dear. So that's another one of the inner worlds gone. So the inner solar system's had the most problems in this system. I mean, the only planet left working is pretty much Mercury. Mars is on the edge of everything. It's not a good look. I mean, if we look at Jupiter, how far is Jupiter from the sun at the moment? Let's see. It takes 11 years to orbit. From 4 AU. That's its closest point, it's 2 AU. So it really does fly into the inner solar system, Jupiter, in this simulation. So, yeah, it's not looking good. How's Saturn's distance? What's that? 16 years. Again, it's a lot closer than its normal position. Fifth giant, again. And then you've got Uranus there. So the regular Saturn distance is between fifth and giant and Uranus at the moment. So you can really see the difference It's not looking good, is it? Yeah, there's definitely some skew with orbits in here. But I think, you know, we're going to lose Mars. Maybe Jupiter and Saturn will sort themselves out. We will see. Something's going to go down eventually. So it just takes a lot of run simulation time. So let's just go ahead and just speed this up and just see. Because I reckon, yeah, but this is not going to last. This is going to change eventually. And we still need to develop, the sun needs to develop as well. We're going to definitely see that. Luminosity start to increase as we continue to run the simulation as well. So we're doing a steady 80 years at the moment. Let's see if we can go a little faster. 100 years. Run simulation time. We can start to see dwarf planet eccentric orbits are being created. Look, see there? By Neptune's migration outwards. I'm guessing that started to cause some problems. So maybe we'll see some crazy orbits be created in this eventually. Oh, you can see Mars's orbit still having a bit of a twist and a turn in there. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, and Mars is gone. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen eventually. Mars is out. Jupiter and Saturn were too much for Mars. And it is long gone. Oh, that's gone very quick, hasn't it? Oh, Mars. Oh, what a shame. A world that had potential there. Well, it is out. Okay, so the only inner planet left now is Mercury, that sits very close to the Sun at a very hot 240 degrees. Its surface is still waterlogged, which is a bit bizarre. I'm not sure 202 degrees should really have water on it, so maybe we'll just do a bit of manual intervention here. Maybe there's a bit of water left in the little craters, but I don't think Mercury should be having that much now. So it's not looking the best anymore. There we go. Oh, it's still trying to make its mind up. Look, oh, wow. He really does want to spread that water around, but infrared. Either way, that should hopefully help Mercury out of it doing that. And that water shouldn't be there, I don't think, at that level. I mean, look at the temperature, 200 degrees. There's no way. So there we go. Right, let's continue. Saturn and the fifth giant are looking a bit, their orbits are looking a bit close there, aren't they? Ooh, we'll see. My guess is now, looking at the orbit, Saturn's the one that's got the problem now. Jupiter and Saturn, I think, are probably going to be the next two to have some kind of interaction, and I think my prediction is Saturn's going to get ejected, and then maybe then the system will stabilise a bit. And then all that's remaining is the Planet X Uranus problem that's going on in there as well. So I think Jupiter and Saturn may be the... there's going to be an interaction between those two eventually that could cause some problems. And then I think after that, the system may quiet down a bit. You never know. I think it would... I want to say it's going to quiet down. But while they're all evolving, of course, the Sun... Obviously, we're going for another save here. The Sun needs to evolve. So let's go ahead and obviously lock that. Luminosity of the Sun. We're going to put it up to 1.1. So 10% brighter than normal. There we go. Play. There you go. So higher surface temperature from the Sun as well. There. So a little more light being emitted there. So that starlight is getting a little better. It would be nice if we had some rocky planets with some water on it that could melt with a high luminous sun. But unfortunately, the system didn't want us to have any. So it's none of that. So the only potential worlds are dwarf planets far away, possibly. I mean, Mercury's no hope. The rest are all gas giants. Maybe the Planet X. Maybe this is the only thing that could have something, but it has water. So maybe Planet X is the way to go in this system. Maybe that is... Maybe this is it. This is the potential Earth-like candidate. It is a giant Titan, remember? So, you know, a bit of sunlight could warm it up. Maybe this would be the place to be. Jupiter and Saturn's orbits are still having a bit of a problem there. The fifth giant's a little wobbly. If we just look at the eccentricity as well, you can see it's not looking great. If we look at the goggles on, you can see the Kuiper belt is still there as well. So that's staying mostly in place at the moment. But I think some objects probably will be spun around a bit if we zoom out. It doesn't look like anything's been really flung around. So solar system for now seems to have, well, I want to say stabilised. I mean, it's still sorting itself out, but there's still, it's more stable than what it was. Planet X and Uranus, they are getting dangerously close. I think Planet X is, one of them is finally going to catch up, maybe. They're getting a bit close, aren't they? That could be an interaction between those two. Depends if Uranus and the Planet X want to merge, because their orbits are constantly changing. So if one catches the other up, the other one could fly away again by the interaction of the other objects. See, look, it was catching it up. Now it's on opposite sides again. I think the other planets, yeah, affecting Planet X and Uranus in different ways, so their orbits are not consistent. So one minute Planet X is closer, the other minute Uranus is closer. So catches up, then it falls behind again. So maybe they won't interact at all. Maybe they're just permanently on opposite ends. But looks like they're getting a little closer as Uranus and Planet X. Ooh. Ew. Have to see if one catches the other, or will they just break away from each other constantly? We will have to see. It's an interesting dynamic we've got going on here. It's very interesting. It is Really, really weird, isn't it? Alright, there we go. Still some wobbling stuff going on around here as well. Oh, let's continue. Continue the evolution. But yeah, right now the evolving the sun's not really doing much. I mean, there's no planets to warm up at the moment, so maybe we'll just have to do it a little more dramatically into red giant sun. We'll have to see. But I'm still keen to see this Jupiter-Saturn interaction. I'm expecting it. It's going to happen any time. They just need to be in the right positions for them to have sling off each other around there when they pass by. And look at good old Mercury still in, the only rocky planet left. I mean, that's... If we just have a little lineup. Remember, Mercury is a full-size rocky planet in this simulation. There it is. It is a proper 0.8 Earth radius. It's a good size. Yeah, it's a decent object in there. Where's Pluto? How you doing? Ooh. Let's go have a little look at Pluto. There are we. Oh, Pluto. There he is. Oh, it's receiving light. Is that receiving light? I'm guessing he is. Okay, so maybe our light settings are working now. Alright, nice. The one thing I want to do to Pluto is, you know, technically... We never really did much of Pluto, did we, in this? But I'm going to give it its atmosphere, because we know it has an atmosphere. I want to give it its cool white haze. I love that. It's such a cool... There you go. So it's got its atmosphere there. You know, we can't see it the best in these lighting conditions, but, you know, as a white atmosphere, but that's a 0. I like the white haze of Pluto. It's pretty awesome. Not that bright, though, but, yeah, it's got its atmosphere. So that may help it in the long run. We'll see. And Pluto does contain water soon. Maybe Pluto will warm up eventually. We'll see. This trail's a bit hard to spot, isn't it? Because we've got the far outs, the purple as well. So I'm going to make Pluto a little more noticeable. Let's put it as a deep purple. There we go. So you can really spot Pluto's orbit now. So Pluto's orbit's been a little slung out. Look, it used to be closer to the sun than Neptune, but now it's really been slung around. So Neptune really is causing some interferences out there. Got the other dwarf planets in there as well as Sedna. Make are all slung in there. Iris is in there somewhere as well. There it is. Let's give that a more notable trail. There we go, the white one. There you go. Okay. Again, look at Saturn's orbit. It's changed once more. Saturn is now going into the Uranus and the fifth giant as well. Saturn and fifth giant are now crossing the Uranus Planet X border area. Although they're on slightly different tilts. It's crazy. Planet X and Uranus are on that same tilt, aren't they? That's pretty good. But Saturn and fifth giant are getting a little closer to that Uranus area now. So it's could be a bit concerning there. That's Saturn especially. The fifth giant's not so bad. That one's only got, what's it, a little more than... It's about 17, isn't it? Yeah, 17 Earths. Uranus has less mass than that. So this one is a more of a dominant object than Uranus. So that could be very, very interesting to see how this plays out. Let's continue with the evolution. Let's go a little faster. Try and watch some real action. But it's still taking its time, this system, isn't it? It doesn't wanna break. The orbits are just sitting pretty comfortably at the moment, aren't we? Still see some objects being slung around though. The Kuiper Belt, yeah. Neptune's outer migration earlier in last video has definitely had its effects. That fifth giant orbit, keep an eye on the fifth giant. It's still having quite a wobble there, isn't it? Still interacting with Saturn. And Uranus and Planet X's orbits have been changed. Look, they're no longer together. They finally sort of split apart. There you go. Got this, one of these dwarf planets. Look at this one. That one's moved even closer to the Uranus region. Look at that. Ooh, bit of an interaction with Uranus coming up there. Ooh. Okay. Let's continue once more. Okay. Good old Mercury still in there. Yeah, hanging on in the inner solar system. Can't believe that. Still just hanging on in there. The only planet to survive is Mercury, just because it's probably got the closest gravity of the sun, hasn't it? The sun's the most dominant object in that area by far. Oh man, look at this. Okay. Saturn's still just slowly making its mind up, isn't it? It's an interesting, very interesting dynamic here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the simulation for a bit. We're going to come back after maybe a few thousand years of simulation time. We're going to see how this has evolved. Okay, everyone, look at Uranus. Something bad's happened there. There was an interaction. I believe Saturn probably was involved. You can see if we just pause. The fifth giant, its orbit has now been upset. That's now in between Jupiter and Saturn. The planet X is effectively the only object left in that Uranus region. So maybe planet X will have a bit of peace and quiet now. We will see. But I still think now the fifth giant's come into play. Uranus has been slung out. Jupiter, Saturn, fifth giant. There's that trio there. There's definitely going to be some problems. It's not going to be pretty. So I think, you know, out of all things, Neptune over here is probably the gas giant with the least problems on its mind at the moment. It's just completely out there, on its own, just upsetting some dwarf planet orbits. And you can see, look how close it goes by that orbit. Look how close that orbit is. The pink one. That orbit is... I mean, look at this. I mean, if we were to put another Neptune, I mean, it's not that far. Look, 0. That other orbit's really close to where Neptune's orbit is. Wow. Very interesting. But yeah, Neptune. Ruling the outer solar system at the moment with its nice 17.1 mass of Earth. So yeah, the real action is everything in this region still. This carnage region. And poor old Uranus could be in for an ejection here. It's not looking good. It's been slung out. Not good at all. Let's go for another save as well. There we go. We're going to continue evolving this sim here. I'm going to try and just do as... I'm not going to really interfere much at all. We can evolve the sun a bit more. Let's go ahead and put it up to 1.5 luminosity of sun now. So that's going to increase our temperature a bit more. There we go. Play. There you go. So surface luminosity, the temperature of the sun, 6,300. You know, we get a little warmer. Luminosity, of course, as well. I don't think Mercury probably going to be experiencing too much. They're still hanging on in Mercury, isn't it? Oh, its orbit is changing a bit, though. Ooh. Oh, the water's definitely had it now. Look at that. Look at its orbit, though. Its orbit period is fairly clean. Look, there's not much problem there. It's not changing. Right, anyways, let's continue with the evolution. Okay, everyone, so still running the simulation here. We're really getting the years on the simulation now. There's been a lot of Uranus years going past at the moment. I mean, this takes over 3,000 years. So we've had quite a few, probably had a good 50,000 years thrown into the simulation now, just from this bit alone. And you can see that the trio, Saturn, Jupiter, fifth giant, they're still battling it out here. No one has been the victor. Uranus is still hanging on out there. Uranus is also upsetting the dwarf planets. I saw it bend Sedna's orbit at one point, the red one. This orbit was just upset by Uranus flying in and out. So Uranus and Neptune are having interactions on the dwarfs now, as much. Planet X is still doing pretty good. It's just chilling. There's not much going on here. So hopefully this will be the place where we can finally get liquid water with habitable conditions. The only other alternative was the early Mercury, Venus and Earth a long time ago before they got slung out. So, we'll have to see, really. I mean, Uranus, let's see, watch it flying again. It's just... I think Uranus is in an okay position now, because since Saturn's orbit has changed again, Uranus's orbit's not going to get upset when it flies in and out so much now. If Saturn gets too close to Uranus's position again, and it slings close by, it could result in a Uranus ejection. But I think for now, Uranus may actually be in a safer spot. Just being out of that action a little bit, as long as it doesn't interact. Oh, and the fifth giant's gone. It's finally out. There it goes. He is gone. Oh yeah, it is out. Fifth giant. Bye bye. So we have that as another object cleared out. So maybe Jupiter and Saturn can kind of figure themselves out a bit more now. You know, just with that extra planet gone. I mean, my guess is that Saturn may go. It's still in that bit of a tricky orbit. I think Jupiter could just sling it. And then it'll be Jupiter, Planet X, Uranus, Neptune, and it could be a cleaner... That could clear out and stabilise the system a bit. If Saturn gets removed, I think that will definitely stabilise the system a bit more. Because there wouldn't be any... Jupiter would be the only dominant object, then it'd be a bit of a jump. You've got Planet X, Neptune, and then Uranus flying in. Now, that would potentially be a lot safer. I think it's just the Saturn problem is still the thing that's causing the most turmoil in here. Oh, it really is. That's been an interesting one, this is. Okay. It's probably the system we've put the most evolution time to. I mean, we put a 0.11 million years. We put a lot of time into this. So, it's pretty good. Right, let's just slow things down again. Let's go for another sun evolution while we're chilling here. So, obviously, lock that. I'm going to put luminosity up to 3 suns. So, a big double up. There we go. Play. Temperature, the sun's still increasing. Okay. The size is still smaller. I'm going to put it up to... I'm going to go 1.1 radius of sun now. So, the sun's getting a little bigger now. Little size increase there. And it's still warming up, becoming almost a white star at the moment with the sun. Okay. Mercury, probably not looking too great for you now. How's Jupiter doing? So how close is Jupiter actually flying by at the moment? It's just 5 AU. Okay, so Jupiter's kind of in its normal... I mean, no, 2 AU actually at its closest point. So it should start to receive a bit of warmth for Jupiter, actually. Okay. Interesting stuff. Fairly, fairly interesting. Okay, let's continue with the evolution. It's a bit more of the sun wobbling around there. There we go. So yeah, 7,000 degrees. The sun really is a white one now. Look at that. Hey. Alright. Okay. Alright, let's see how we do. Right, I'm seeing a bit of an issue with Planet X's orbit here. I think Saturn has disrupted it a bit. Its orbit doesn't look as good as it once did. It's on quite the tilt, but Saturn is down there as well. Oh, the Saturn effect in this system is really, I think, is really the one that's causing problems. If Saturn was removed, I really think the system would be in a lot better place. There's Uranus flying by again. There you go. So there's nothing to kick Uranus out now that that orbit area is cleared out of it. The only thing in there is Planet X, which hasn't really got enough to sling Uranus out. See, Saturn's orbits change again. Jupiter needs to get rid of Saturn, I think, is the end cause here. Or Saturn gets put in a really far orbit or something. Because it's just disrupting, bro. It's just disrupting the rest of the system, Saturn. It's just, it's not looking good. There you go. Alright. Kuiper belt objects are staying fairly in place as well. Neptune hasn't really upset too many of them so far. They're still staying in a pretty decent position. It all depends on what Saturn does, I think. That is the real be-all, end-all here. Saturn has to make the next move for this system to evolve further, I think. Because right now, it's still looking pretty good. I mean, obviously, it did stabilise a lot compared to last episode. But in the original, with all the rocky planets as well, the system was crazy unstable, if you remember, from the last part. So, it's calmed down. I mean, it's not bad. But it's just this Saturn. Look at Saturn's in the Planet X area again, now the red orbit. It's not looking good. I really hope it doesn't throw the Planet X out, because I really want to keep that one. But it's up to the fate of the simulation, really. There's nothing I can do to interfere now. Just need Jupiter to get that good point and just kick him out. They are on opposite sides of the sun at the moment. Both of the planets. There we go. But while they're still figuring themselves out, we can also continue to evolve the sun in the meantime as the system gets older. So back to the sun again. Let's go ahead and evolve it to the next stage. Also throw in a save as well. There we go. So, where are we? Luminosity. I'm going to go up to 6 suns now. Radius. I'm going to double it. I'm going to go to 2.2. So the sun is getting larger. And it's losing a bit of surface temperature now as we're getting bigger. But there you go. So a little more menacing now, the sun. You know, starting to get some real size going. There's Mercury. Ooh. Yeah, not looking good anymore, is it? What's the highest temperature? 500 plus. There he is, Mercury. Still has this atmosphere, though. Has a larger planet, so there it is. So that bigger sun there. Oh, yeah. Get a little look from the surface of Mercury here. There we go. Look at that menacing sun there. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There it is. See that scorched face there of the big scary sun. Yes, look at that. Okay. There you go. Alrighty, so there we are. How are we doing at Neptune now? We're getting better light from the sun? Let's have a look. Should be. Yeah, they're getting way more light now. Minus 210 degrees. Okay. So I'm guessing Uranus is probably the coldest, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Jupiter, how are we doing over here? Minus 70. Starting to be a bit of temperature going on at Jupiter. Let's let it run a bit. Let that star warm up. There we go. How's the Planet X doing? Again, that's the object I got my eyes on here. But I'm a bit scared of its positioning now. I think that's been upset quite a lot by Saturn. Kind of hoping its orbit bends back into place, but we really have to see. Alright, so there we go. Let's continue with more evolution. Oh, Planet X's orbit's changing. Look at it. It's now in the Neptune area. Look, Saturn. What has it done? Look at it. It's past the orbit of Neptune, pushing out into the Kuiper belt now. Oh my god, it's not good. It's not looking good. And maybe that will keep it safer from Saturn a bit more, but it's still just in that. Saturn's orbit is still just in it, just constantly causing problems. The gravity. Planet X is in trouble. There you go. Okay. Oh, the Saturn. I don't think Jupiter alone is enough to get rid of Saturn. I think they're just constantly in a bit of a Because Saturn's not far off Jupiter's mass. It's just not 0.599, and then Jupiter is 0.7. So there's not too much between them. I'm guessing that Saturn's just got enough to really survive being thrusted out by Jupiter. So I think Jupiter and Saturn may forever be in those positions, and it's just the rest of the system's at its mercy, really. So Planet X really is in the grilling area at the moment now with that, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, so still going now. Jupiter and Saturn's orbits are still just bouncing off each other. Not too much interaction going on at the moment. One thing I'm going to do is, so we can get a bit faster runtime, I'm going to remove the Kuiper Belt particles. There's not really much going on with them. So I'm going to remove those, because now the simulation will be more stable to run faster with less objects being simulated. So we should be in a good position here. So hopefully, so we just go ahead and speed it up now. We should be able to run a lot faster than maybe 200 years. So now we can really speed this up and see what's going to go on here. So we can get way more time going on at once. There you go. Look, 600 years. Look. So we can really watch it now. Jupiter and Saturn's orbits constantly at odds ends there. Look at that. Planet X's orbit still not looking good. But Jupiter and Saturn just do not want to give up. They are constantly going at it. They've been going at it for a long time now. But look at them. It's even with the higher running speed, we're still just in a... It's just a standoff. And no one wants to pull the trigger. It's just... They're just stuck there. Now, Jupiter's orbit is a very nice circle shape now. Let's get old Mercury in there. But Saturn really is the chaos maker here, I reckon. It's just bouncing off each other. They just don't want to give up. Saturn's orbit's still just slowly getting bent around, but it just likes to slowly go back into place afterwards. Look at the orbits as they go around each other. Oh, did Uranus just have an effect on Saturn there? I don't know. Its orbit got a bit bent. Oh my gosh, look at this. Saturn's orbit's now smaller. Oh my god. This is madness. Hey, Saturn. Look at Saturn go. He's the closest, closer to Jupiter now. What is this? There he is. Look, let's get him. Hey. Look at that. It's getting really in there now. Saturn, isn't it? Oh man. It's madness. This is absolute madness. Who is going to win this battle? Jupiter versus Saturn. Now Jupiter's on the edge. Look what's going on. Oh my god. This is a real surprise. Now Saturn's got a circular orbit. This is a real surprising change of events here. This is madness. If Jupiter's orbit can circle out and get further away, maybe they'll be stable. Oh, we've lost something. Something's fallen out. What's that? A dwarf planet. We've lost Triton. Triton's gone. One of the largest of the dwarf planets is gone. Oh dear. So remember, Triton is bigger than Pluto and Uranus. Oh wow. What's that? Make on the edge there. Look. Yeah, it is Make. There he is. Yeah, that's not looking good for you, is it? Right. But Jupiter versus Saturn, this is great stuff. This is pure action and drama. Okay, let's continue. Continue to speed this up. Oh, we lost another ejection. We're losing dwarf planets. We lost something. What's that? What have we lost? That one's gone. Okay. Ubani. Right, bye-bye. Uranus coming in again. Ooh. It's really bizarre how Saturn suddenly came in. That is a... Now Jupiter and Saturn's orbits may have... I don't know. If Saturn's orbit was more circular, they may actually be in a better position now. That is very, very interesting how that is... Saturn is now closer than Jupiter, when Saturn was always further from Jupiter in this sim. That is really strange. Right, as for the simulation itself, the Sun, again, is going to get older. We're going to double its luminosity to 12 now. And again, radius, we're going to go up to 4 suns. So Sun's getting on a bit. Getting a little older. There you go. So it's cooling down a bit. 5,100 degrees at the Sun now. Let's go and continue. Yep. That's all about that Jupiter-Saturn orbit. Right. There we go. How's Planet X doing? Get a bit of temperature yet? No. Oh my god. There he is. So yeah, not much at Planet X at the moment. Titan-like world. Need a bit more luminosity for that at the moment. The habitable zone is nowhere near ready for that planet. Still in that outer region, though. Saturn and Jupiter looking pretty good. Oh, is that stable? Is that? I don't know. Is the Jupiter and Saturn's orbits finally sorted themselves out? I don't know. Speed up faster, as fast as we can go. They're always looking pretty darn good now. If they actually finally found their places in here, it's looking pretty good. Look, the orbits aren't changing Jupiter and Saturn anymore. Planet X is still getting a bit affected by Jupiter, I think. Uranus as well. I'm surprised Uranus is still hanging on. as well at this point. Saturn's orbit, ooh, a bit elongated. Ooh, look at Uranus. Let's have a little look at, keep an eye on that orbit there. See how that changes. It slings by every time, look. Oh, yes. Oh, wow, this really is a turn of events. So there goes Uranus again. So watching multiple Uranus years sling by at the moment. This is crazy stuff. Can we go any faster? Now that really is the max speed. Truly interesting. We've done 0.3 million years. It's probably one of the simulation we've evolved more than any other sim at this point in the series. When we evolve systems, this one is really getting a good run. Mercury, look at your orbit. Mercury's orbit's changed. Mercury's glowing hot as well. Oh dear. Oh yeah. Not looking good for that. Do it at the sun as well. Yep, okay. Planet X's orbit still changing there. A bit close to Jupiter now, isn't it? Oh dear. That could be big death coming if Jupiter gets in the way of it. It looks like Jupiter and Saturn may have actually, yeah. They may have actually figured themselves out on those orbits. They're not interacting at all now. I mean, how far away is so Saturn is, where are we? So 7 years, 3 to 5 AU. Jupiter is 8 to 11 AU. You know, that may be enough to keep them in place, actually. If you look at our regular solar system, I mean, that's a decent jump in AU there, so maybe that is enough. Look at Mercury's orbit. I think Saturn is having an effect on Mercury now, with Saturn being a lot closer than Jupiter used to be to the Sun. I think Mercury it's either going to crash into the Sun or it's getting slung out. And hang on, what is this? Yeah, that Planet X orbit as well. But yes, Saturn. Look what it's done. Mercury is on an absolute death charge here versus the Sun itself. Look at it. Slow it all down. Look at it. Oh my gosh, there we go. Mercury, look at you. Slings by the Sun. Goes really close to it as well. It's getting pretty damn. Look at that. There it is. Oh yeah. Maybe we need to have a little flyby of the Sun here, I think. There you go. Remember, Mercury does rotate a lot quicker than the normal Mercury does as well. But let's have a little look here as it spirals around to the Sun here. Where is the Sun? Oh yeah, turn the goggles off. Let's get some real brightness on here. So this is a day on Mercury at the moment. There you go. It's looking pretty wrong. There's the Sun up in the sky there. There it is. It's looking pretty big. It's the aging Sun. Plus we're getting close to it on a very close orbit. So let's just have a little look at the... There it is, glowing very hot now. We're at the closest point to the Sun at the moment. Look at it. Oh yeah. Oh, hey, that's the furthest point from the Sun. It's because of the goggles, look. So if that's how big it is at the furthest point, how big does it look at the closest point? Let's just go and have another land here quickly. So, that's the Sun at its furthest. Oh, man. Turn the goggles off, that's its true size, but the brightness. There you go. So, with a bit of runtime, let's watch it and see as it gets closer to the Sun here. How big is the Sun at that point? So, it's going to go into the glare of the Sun. Which looks like it's going to be destroyed, but we watch it as it slings by. So we're going to see it there, roughly there. Then go to Mercury and look at Mercury. Oh yeah, oh yeah. There you go. So the Sun, from the surface of this, is just. I mean, that's it. Yeah, that's pretty menacing. Look, there you go. Oh yeah. Can't even see it. Look at the brightness of that. That is a monster. So not a good look for Mercury, is it? So it cools down a bit. It's losing material, though. Look at it. Oh, yeah. It slings away from the Sun. The Sun is still pretty big and menacing, though. There it is. Poor old Mercury. Right, there you go. Right, let's continue with the sim as well. More evolution. Mercury is really in trouble. Due to Saturn's miscreants there. There we go. The orbit of Uranus still hanging on in there as well. But yeah, it looks like Jupiter and Saturn, I said it before, but it looks like they've sorted themselves out. It's just the Planet X, I think, still the one that's a bit skew with the Jupiter presence there. I think Planet X is a bit too close to Jupiter's orbit, so I think it could eventually be... Bad things could happen. I think Uranus is in a decent position. I think it should hold on for quite a while now. There's nothing in that area to sling it out anymore, because Saturn used to be there, but Saturn's not in that position anymore. Planet X's orbit's getting slung, but you know, system's still retaining some shapes, but There you go. A lot of the outer orbits are still pretty clean. The Kuiper Belt objects are still close to where they formed. A lot of them. Look at Eris. I mean, that one's still in pretty good position. Obviously, Neptune's upsetting everybody out there. But there you go. So, with that all said and done, we're going to leave off today's episode there, everyone. What do you think? Let me know what you think down below. I think this has turned out to be a really interesting watch. Just seeing all the orbits sling each other around. Jupiter versus Saturn has been going on all video. Mercury's orbit is on the death brink there. As the sun gets larger, that Mercury's just going to crash into the sun. Will Planet X ever become habitable? That's a big question as well. But stay tuned for the next video to find out. But yeah, that all said and done, everyone. What do you think? Let me know. Interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on this one as well. What do you think is going to happen? If you enjoyed the video, let me know as well. Press that like button, subscribe for more. Help us on the journey to 50,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can go for 250 likes on today's video as well. So make sure to press that like button if you haven't already. Really appreciate all your support, everybody. It means absolutely the world. And yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying this series. I saw a lot of people quite enjoying this one in the last video's comments. So make sure you guys all stay safe out there. Have a great day. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.